Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm here at the house in the garage. As you can see, I actually recently got me some new Gladiator shelves put up back there. Back on task. So for the video today, I'm going to talk a little bit about my LT1 Camaro. So I thought it'd be a good day to talk a little bit about how I got this car, what I've done to it over the years, and being that I'm a DIY, person that does things on their own, I thought it'd be fun to talk a little bit about how I got there, what I've done to get it to the point that it's at today. Whether it's slow or not, that's up to you. But I figured it'd be a fun video to talk through these things today. So I hope you all will hang with me for a little bit, listen up, and check this slow LT1 Camaro out. So let's talk a little bit about what drove me to buying the car in the first place, right? What was the appeal of an LT1 Camaro, right? That would be the key. So honestly, the color. The color is called medium quasar blue. I absolutely love me a blue Camaro. Always like some of the blue GM colors that they make out there. If I was to get a C6 Vet, it'd have to be Jetstream blue. And same thing, if I was to get a 5th gen, it'd have to be aqua blue metallic. So I know my GM blues, and the medium quasar blue was one that really drew me in. I love the color, I love the metallic in it. It's just a really pretty car, especially when it's painted up and clean, etc. Also, something else that really stands out to me about these Camaros is the front end. There's just something about the LT1 style, the shark nose, the squared headlights. I like that way better than the LS cars. Granted, the LS car and the LS1 is a better platform to build from. I just like the looks of the front end LT car. So hard to beat that in my mind, and that's another thing that definitely drew me to the car. And when I first looked at the car, actually a buddy of mine, he drove it, I think right after he got out of high school, he bought it. And I'll post a picture in the video here in a little bit that shows what it looked like when I very first got the car. It had this really tall, extra tall RK Sport high-rise wing, had the factory salad shooter wheels, all factory suspension under it. So it was pretty much just a factory car. It had some shorty headers on it. It had a small comp 305 cam, and the heads had been home ported by somebody. So it made okay power. There's actually some videos on my YouTube channel that shows what the car made back then. I think it was 2009-ish, somewhere in there. So at any rate, so the guy that I bought the car from, I bought it from him in 2008. And when I got it from him, the first thing I had to do, I was like, man, I got to get that wing off. The wing has to come off, right? So I took that off and then slowly started modding the car. little by little. It came with a cowl hood on it. Was never really a big fan of the cowl hoods on the Camaros, so I switched it out for an aftermarket SS style. And later on, so when I first got the car, I put a flat Z28 wing on it, and I could not find a 96, 97 SS wing for it at all. Just couldn't find one. And the more I looked, I finally ended up finding a original OEM 96 SS wing. So that's what's on the car now. Still got the aftermarket hood that's on it, but when I bought the car from him, I drove it and just played with it on the street, had fun with it, being a 6-speed car. It was a cool car to have out on the street, Not long after I bought it, I did put that nitrous kit that you see on it now. I put it on there, and I've sprayed, I don't know, 30 or 40 bottles through the car. It was all stock bottom end. So it's surprising, honestly, that it made it as long as it did. But it was super fun, right? Super fun little street car, something to play around with on the street, something to just drive around, drive to meets, hang out with people, all those things. And actually, if you look through my videos on my channel, you'll see the videos that shows where I dynoed it back at that time at Fast Tech Motorsports. And funny enough, the third video in there where it made the most power, I think it was like 498 wheel horsepower or something like that, and it made over 500 foot-pounds of torque. I sprayed a 150 shot on it that day, and that's the day that I cracked a ringland and lifted the top of a piston, and it was because of the nitrous on it. So I was not pulling any timing at the time when I got that car. Didn't really know a whole lot about nitrous at all. Just knew that, hey, I can piece this kit together and I can spray a little bit. Everybody said, hey, go with a wet kit, right? Go with a wet kit. It's safe. They're good. And they are, right? There's no doubt about that. But once you start getting into higher pills, like, 150, 200, you get up there in the higher horsepower, it is good to pull a little timing. And I was not pulling, I don't think any, honestly. So that caused me to pop a piston, and the car sat for a few years. So when it sat, the goal was to build the 383 stroker. And I tell you, the cool thing about the motor in it, and this is one of the things that really makes me want to keep the car, honestly, is the fact that my dad and I built the engine together. So whenever I finally accumulated all the funds and all the money to get it put together, the crank, the rods, the pistons, the machine work, right? All that costs. I mean, it's not cheap, right? And when I finally got all the money accumulated to get those things together, of course I had to assemble it, right? And my dad is kind of he's a mechanic. He's been a mechanic many, many years. He's also a sheet metal worker and a welder, so he does that by trade. However, he's worked on cars his entire life. And he and I put the engine together. So the little 383 that's in it has a little bit of, sentimental value to me as well, because it was time that we took to, put the pistons in, assemble it, put the actual engine together. And to this day, it still runs. So we kind of knew what we were doing, just a little bit, just very little bit, but we kind of knew what we were doing, and the car still runs to this day. So that's awesome. That makes me feel good. And actually, funny enough, you can kind of see some engine parts back there behind me. So you can see some Ollie pistons, some Compstar rods, some bearings back there. So that's going to be some parts that's going to be in some upcoming videos for my LS swap project that's going in my Chevelle. So at any rate, back to the engine. We put it together. We put it in the car. It ran pretty well. The only downside to LT1 cars is tuning. So there's not anybody that you can go to local that'll tune an OBD1 computer, right? They don't do it. So your option there for the most part is do a mail order tune. And that's one thing that's kind of held me back on spraying nitrous on the car to this day, is I'm still on a mail order tune from the car that I really need to do some more tweaking on to get it running better. It runs smooth. It doesn't foul plugs constantly or anything like that. However, it will eventually foul up some plugs. So, one of those things that I noticed was the cars, I can put a new set of plugs in it. I can drive it, maybe 3,000 or 4,000 miles, and after 3,000 or 4,000 miles, the plugs they're kind of black. So it's definitely rich. It needs a new tune. It needs the tuning tweaked at least a little bit on it. So it's probably something I'll do this year, next year maybe, get it running that much better. Each year that I've had the car, I've done a little something to it. So as you know, in 2008 I got it, and then probably 2000, I think it was 2010 or 9. I think it was 2009. So I drove it all of 2008, and then I think in 2009, late 2009, I believe, is when I popped the piston at the dyno session, and then it sat for, gosh, a couple of years maybe. And then we finally put the engine together and got it running again. In the time that it sat, I was wondering if I was ever going to get that car running again. I was like, man, am I ever going to get this thing to run again? You know, like when it comes to project cars, a lot of them go to the garage and die in the garage, right? And I was like, nope, I'm not letting that happen. Not going to let that happen to this car. It's too clean of a car. It's too nice of a car. So at the time, I had a little CBR 600 F4i, if I can remember and see where the videos are or pictures are. I'll try to post a picture up of it. And then I also had a truck, had an 87 Chevy truck. And actually, I played around with those toys kind of in the meantime of trying to get the car running. I sold the bike in order to buy the rotating assembly to put the car back together. And later on, I sold the truck to put the rear end in the car. So it does have a 9-inch in it. Trick chassis is 9-inch, which I went with that because I got sick and tired of the 10 bolt. Anybody that has an F body knows the 10 bolts are just junk. You know, the little 7.5 or 7.625, whatever it is, ring gear that's in those cars, they're just junk. They don't hold up any power. The automatics do a lot better, you know, because the torque converter and the transmission kind of absorb some of that energy and power. But on a 6-speed car, no, they just don't hold up. Actually, in the first couple of years of owning the car, I took it to the drag strip constantly. And I broke the rear end 3 different times. 3 different times I snapped the pinion, it just rounded the teeth right off the pinion, and I lost the ring gear as well. So when I first got the car, it had like Richmond 373 gears in it. Those sheared off. Then I took it I rebuilt it myself. I took it apart, put another one in it, put a used ring gear in it. It was, I think, a 410, I believe. And it didn't last long, maybe 3 or 4 months. I snapped the pinion on that one as well. They just teeth rounded right off. And then the third set of gears I put in it, I found another 373 set, put those back in it. And those broke too. So after 3 different times, now granted I was running sticky tires, and I was taking down the drag strip, you know, so I get that things happen. However, at the same time, the car was only making like 350 horsepower to the wheels. You know, it wasn't anything that crazy fast. All the suspension underneath was stock. So stock K-member, stock lower control arms, stock torque arm, everything was stock at that time, right? Everything was stock. So, you know, stock means it's got big, heavy rubber bushings, right? That kind of absorb some of that torque and power and whatever, but it didn't make a difference. I broke it 3 different times at the drag strip. So that's why I ended up selling that truck I was talking about. If I can remember and have a picture of it somewhere, I'll post a picture of the truck in the video. And when I sold that truck, which, gosh, I wish I'd have kept that thing. Guys, it was yeah, and I'll show you the picture. It was an 87 Chevy 1500 square body, right? So square body truck. It had a pretty clean body on it. It needed a little work in the cab on the driver's side. It had some rust holes and stuff that somebody poured fiberglass in to make it look better. But it needed a little work there. But other than that, the truck was slick. It was a really slick truck. And honestly, if I keep it and held on to it to this day, it'd probably be worth, I don't know, 14, 15 grand, you know, easily. And I think back then when I sold it for 45 or $5,000, something like that, which at the time that was like, ooh, that's good money for that truck. That's good money. And now I'm like, oh man, I should have hung on to that one. One of those, I wish this would have never got away. That was one of them, right? For sure. But selling it did allow me to put the 9-inch in the car, continue to take it out and play at the drag strip, and not constantly break stuff on it. So that's kind of the key there. All right, so let's talk about times. I know anytime you're building, whether it's eighth mile or quarter mile or any sort of drag strip kind of car, or even if it's an autocross car, right? You want to know what your baseline times were, and then, have the things you've done improve the times on it. Has it gotten faster, right? That's kind of the idea. And 100% it has. So I can say this. When I first got the car, I was able to run no nitrous. It was running like mid-8s. So like 850s-ish was like the best times I got out of it with the small cam, the lightly ported heads, shorty headers, those type of things, right? And it did have 373 gears. And I did run some sticky tires on it. I had a Pro Star drag pack that I bought from a guy that was specific for F-body. So it had some, I think they were 28 by 10, 28 by 9. I can't remember. Mickey Thompson's on it. And I was able to run mid-8s in the car, right? So like 850s in the quarter mile, or eighth mile, sorry. Never run it in the quarter when I first got it. Never run it in the quarter. There's not any close quarter mile tracks really to Knoxville. London's the closest. I think Bristol's the next closest. So there's not really any close quarter mile tracks, but there's definitely some eighth mile tracks. So we got Crossville, which is now Fitzgerald Motorsports Park. We got Knoxville Dragway, which is out in Maynardville. There's down in Chattanooga, there's Brainerd Motorsports Park. So there's a bunch of different places to run the car at as far as that goes in eighth mile. And I run mid-8s in the car. It's the best I could get. I think it was like 82 mile an hour, maybe 81 mile an hour, somewhere in there. I've got the slips in the car, but just kind of going off memory, it's kind of in that time range, right? And that's the best I could get out of it. And I'm telling you, even just running that little bit of power and running sticky tires, clutches, this car would eat a clutch. Good thing I'm good at changing them. But when I bought it, it had like a lifetime warranty O'Reilly's clutch in it. Don't buy those. Whatever you do, if you're trying to make power and try to go down the drag strip, do not buy those junky clutches. I think one lasted me like 2 months in the car, and I was having to change a clutch, right? Where the Spec 2 Plus I've got in the car now has literally been in when I got it running again. So I once, cry once, right? That's what they say. At any rate, that's kind of the times it was running. So mid-8s, low 80 mile an hour, something like that. I did spray it, and with I sprayed it with 100 shot on the car. I think the max I ever sprayed it at the drag strip was 100 and 125. I can't remember. And the 100 shot, it run a 760 at like, I think it was around 93 mile an hour, something like that. I do have those slips somewhere. So if I can find them, I'll post a picture of the slips of what it run at the time. It run as best of a 750 something, 758, I think. And I'm pretty sure that was a 125 shot. And I think it was around 94, 95 mile an hour, somewhere in there. So the car really, really picked up on nitrous. However, not long after that, that's when I popped the piston on it and kind of quit playing around with nitrous for a little while. So now, so fast forwarding to now and thinking about motor to motor with it running 850s before, it runs consistently, I would say low 8s now, 820s, 80s. But the mile an hour is the big thing. So pretty consistently, I'm running 89 to 90 mile an hour in the 8th on motor, right? Before I could barely make it to 80 mile an hour, 79, 80, 81 maybe. Now, I think it's went as high as 91 mile an hour, but for the most part, 89 to 90, 90 and a half mile an hour is what it runs now. So it picked up a good amount. The ET has not picked up quite as much. However, it's definitely picked up, right? So the car is faster. Also in the quarter mile, and I can't remember the exact year, I think it was 2022 maybe, I run it up at Beach Bend Dragway, which is my favorite drag strip to go to. I absolutely love it. I like Bristol too, and maybe this year after they get some of the upgrades and updates done to it, maybe the surface will be a little better. However, I love Beach Bend. Beach Bend is just amazing, really nice drag strip. And I run it at Beach Bend at the LTX Fest, or LTX Shootout. And the best pass I made on the car was a 12.0 at 115 mile an hour. So it's capable of 11s. I never could get it to dip into the 11s because I just couldn't get it to 60 foot, you know, just being real. I think my 60 foot on that pass was in the 1.7s, mid 1.7, something like that. And if I could get it to do a 1.5, it's easily there. And I think it ran a 12.1 and a 12.0, like back-to-back passes up there. And it run really good. You know, the car was running pretty smooth that day, pretty slick, making good passes, just a little better shifting for myself and a little better 60 foot. And she's an 11-second car. So I think it's a fun car. You know, granted, it is just a junky old LT1. It's still running the OptiSpark, believe it or not. I do have some of the parts to switch it over to 24X, but I still got lots of wiring. I'd have to have a, 0411 computer to put on it. So a bunch of different things would have to be swapped in order to make it a 24X car or even a 4X car. And I've got a few of those pieces because that is something I would like to do eventually to it. However, right now I'm gonna keep running the Opti. It's kicking, it's doing well. It is a billet MSD OptiSpark that I sent to MSD, I don't know, 2010, 2011, 2012, somewhere in there, and had it rebuilt. So it is a upgraded Opti. If I had to guess, it probably still has the Mitsubishi sensor in it, but I really don't know, honestly. I sent it to them, had them rebuild it. They Loctited everything, put it back together, and I put it in the car and haven't done anything to it since. Just ran it. And it's run great. It's really been a good distributor. So knock on wood, that thing continues to do what it's supposed to do. I think that's pretty good. You know, when I think about a street car, a car that I built myself, like everything I've done on it, the 9-inch, I did buy it assembled, but I put it in the car, right? The tubular front end, I held the engine up with blocks and floor jacks and swapped it all out myself. The brakes on the car, I did all those myself. The suspension, the QA1 coilovers, the QA1 shocks in the back, again, that was all me. The spoon torque arm, you know, that was me, right? So pretty much 99.999% of the bolts and nuts and everything else in this car that has been touched or turned has been myself, right? So it's been a really fun project to have over the years, and I continue to enjoy it. My son Paxton, he absolutely loves taking a ride in the Camaro. He's constantly asking, "Hey Dad, can you come pick me up in the Camaro?" And you know, when you're a car guy, that's like one of those milestones you hit where you're like, yeah, that's a cool feeling right there. Your kiddo wants you to come pick him up in the Camaro, right? Warms my heart. It feels good. But anyways, guys, so I hope you like what you've seen today. I hope you like what you've heard today. Please, please, please like and subscribe if you want to see more content. The best way to help me is to like the videos, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I looked the other day, just seeing, because, you know, I play around with YouTube, right? I just play around with it. And I love talking about cars. Absolutely love talking about cars. I'm one of those people that can go to like the Cars and Coffee and find some dude that's talking about his, 68 Chevelle that he spent all this time and money on. And I'll just start talking to the guy. Next thing I know, I'm like, man, it's been 25 minutes and we're still talking about car, you know what I mean? Or 30 minutes or whatever, right? We'll just go on and on and on. I absolutely love cars. So if you want to continue to hear me ramble on about cars, please, please, please like and subscribe. As I was about to say there, I looked the other day and like 90% of my watches on my videos come from people that aren't subscribed. So one way that you can definitely help me, please hit that subscribe button down at the bottom, and then I'll be able to continue to put out more content for you. All right, guys, let me take you over to the Camaro so you can check it out, kind of get an idea of what the car looks like, go over some of the things that I've talked about in the video, high level, and you can kind of see for yourself. So check it out. Thanks again. Here's the 95 Z28 LT1 car. I know I've got multiple videos of the Camaro on the channel. I've taken it to local 8th mile drag strips. I believe I have even some 1/4 mile drag strip runs of it on the channel. However, I don't think I've ever done any sort of video to kind of showcase the car, speak to it, talk about what I've done to it over the years, what I've improved on, what I've learned throughout the process, and honestly how I acquired the car itself. So I do want to apologize. I say that I've got a little bit of a cold, so I apologize for that. Also, it sounds like my neighbors just fired up their mower, so might have some noise to work through. But at any rate, let's talk about the Camaro. So it's a 95 LT1 car. It's a 6-speed car. I'll show you the interior here a little bit. And it's pretty clean. When I bought it, it needs a few things to make it perfect, but here's the dash. I replaced it. It's in good shape. The back seats are in really stinking good shape, as you can tell. Not a rip, not a tear. A lot of them like to separate at the top of those seams, and they are not. Everything looks good. The carpet's super clean in the car too, which is a plus. The driver's seat, as normal for any LT1 or any F-body in general, has seen better days, right? It's got some wear and tear on it. And the passenger seat actually has a couple of tears in it too. My son was bouncing around in the car one day and stepped on it right there in the center, and unfortunately it ripped it. So, but that's okay. Overall though, she's a clean little car, right? 6-speed, fun to shift the gears with, etc., etc. So inside it's fairly clean, pretty decent looking. Exterior wise, I'm sure y'all can see she needs a paint job. You can easily see here that the paint's chipping off in multiple places there, multiple places on the hood. Back here at the back, paint peel there. Actually, this whole quarter had started to peel, and I tried to do some of that duplicolor paint. You can kind of see the paint line where I taped it here, because I'm gonna tell you guys, I am not a painter. I'm not a painter, I'm not a body man, but I tried. But it was peeling way worse than that, probably a few years ago. So I tried to repaint this and get it looking a little better, and it sufficed, but you know, it's starting to come apart again. Here's the back of the car, here's the other side of the car. You kind of see where's some more paint stuff there. But side angle of the car, she's pretty clean. She looks pretty decent, right? And then up here, I'll show the hood off one more time. So you can see here, I've got a good amount of clear coming off there. And I mean, most of the paint on this car, if I'm not mistaken, is from 1995, except for the hood itself. And I had a buddy paint this hood many years ago. And he did not put the clear on very thick. So that's why the hood is starting to flake and come off in spots. The clear was just not sprayed very thick, so there's that. But anyways, let's talk about the fun stuff on the car. Let me pop the hood here and show you the fun stuff. What little you can see. All right, so the engine is a 383. It's a bored 30 over. It's a stock block. It's been bored 30 over. I put a, I think it's a 3.75 inch stroke crank in it with, I think I put 5.7 inch rods. It's a scat crank, scat rods. Pistons I think were JE, and then the heads, I don't know if you can tell, but I may have to post a video. These cars are so in there, right? You can't tell, but at any rate, the heads are Lloyd Elliott LE2 ported heads. Intake was ported by the guy I bought it from years ago, and it matches pretty close to the head, so I rolled with that. It's got 40-pound injectors on it, long tube headers. They're stainless works long tube headers. You might be able to see those down there. Let's see. Yep, you can see it right there. I did the over the cover valve cover wires on it. It does have a wet nitrous kit on it. However, I haven't sprayed this motor as of yet. I've been holding off on that. As far as transmission, Transmission is just a stock T56 that came in the car. It still shifts in all the gears just fine, so I haven't messed with it, left it alone. It does have a tune, of course, you know, for all the mods to make it run better, make it run like it's supposed to. The clutch in it is a Spec 2 Plus clutch, so it does have an upgraded clutch, and you may have seen in the videos before, but let's see if I can get a decent shot here. Let's try. Yeah, there we go, kinda. So you can see I do have a 4 9-inch in it. It's got a trick chassis 4 9-inch. It's got 411 gears, True Track posi unit in it. I think it's either 31 or 33 spline axles. I don't recall. I think it's 31, but it might be 33. It's on just stock V6 springs in the back, and it has QA1 shocks, adjustable shocks, single adjustables. All the rear suspension is tubular. It's all Founders in the back. The torque arm is spoon, and the sway bar is also I think it's a 1-inch, or I don't know. It's a big boy, and it's a spoon as well. So that's everything on the back of the car. And then the front of the car, I don't know if you can really see it at all, unfortunately. Let me see. Maybe. Well, there you can kind of see some of the parts there. So it is I did put a tubular K member under it. Let's see if I can get the phone to focus worth a darn. Yeah, it's got a tubular K member, tubular lower control arms. The K member's BMR, the control arms are UMI. All right, I'll show off the brakes here and the QA1 shocks. So there's the shocks. You can see the tubular K member there, the tubular lowers. Still running the factory uppers though. I don't know that there's much weight savings in that, so I just didn't change them out yet. But there you can kind of see what we're working with there. So the front does have stock LS brakes. I had my wife use her little Cricut machine and cut out the Camaros for it. I thought that looked pretty cool. And then the rear is just stock. So stock brakes on the rear. I did paint the calipers red to kind of show them off a little bit. So what are the future mods or upcoming mods that I have planned for the car? Let's take just a couple minutes to talk about that. From an appearance perspective, something I would love to get done eventually is a paint job. The car needs a paint job pretty bad. However, as we all know, paint jobs are ridiculously expensive. So it's probably not going to be something that happens in the immediate future, but it's something I definitely want to get done to it eventually. The passenger and driver's side seat, I'll probably end up getting those recovered. They work and function well for what they are, but I probably will get those recovered. Either I do it myself and order the skins, or I send them somewhere, take them to a local shop. I don't know which one yet, but definitely want to get those things done so that the interior is in tip-top shape, right? Because other than those couple little things, the interior really is in great shape. So that's something I want to get done. Eventually, I do want to convert it over to 24X, and as I stated before earlier in the video, I have some of the parts. I've got the right timing cover for it. I've got the right sensor. I've even got a 24X, the cam button that goes in the front. I've got that, but I still need multiple other parts to make that happen. So that's something I do want to do eventually to the car. I would love to get the transmission rebuilt in it. Not that it's shifting poorly, but it is a bone stock transmission with, 140 something thousand miles on it. And I'm sure a refresh would be helpful, being that it's still kicking, but it could definitely use a rebuild for the power. Also, pretty soon, something I'm probably going to do pretty soon to the car is I plan on hooking the nitrous back up. So I took it out to Knox Dragway a couple weeks ago, and I was running low 8s, and that felt good, right? But it definitely felt slow by today's standards, just to be honest. There are people out there making 1,000 wheel horsepower, 900 wheel horsepower, whatever, with just bolting a turbo kit onto their Mustang or whatever, right? Or a $5,000 Pro Charger or whatever, right? Whatever that is. It seems like nowadays, by today's standards, if you're not making 700 to 1,000 wheel horsepower, you're slow, right? And low eights in the 8th mile is definitely not very fast, but it's quick for myself, so I'm okay with that. But I really want to get the car more in the mid to low 7s. So that's one of the goals I had for the car all along, was to make it to where on motor it'd run 11s and on nitrous it'd run in the 10s. And I haven't quite met either one of those goals yet. I'm close, very close, but not quite there. So that's something I'm going to be doing in the very near future. I already have the kit on the car, but there's a few things that need to be changed out, revamped, rewired. So that's something I'm going to do in the very, very near future for sure. Beyond that, I do want to get some matching wheels to match the Billet Specialty street lights that I have for the rear. I want to get some fronts to match. So again, nothing holding me back there but money, right? Just money, a big deal, just money. But once I get some more funds together, make some things happen, I'll probably get those as well. The pass I made in the car where I ran a 12.0 in it, I actually borrowed a set of skinnies from a guy, and I'd taken the passenger seat out of the car too. So the car was definitely lighter. I don't think I touched on this earlier, but I did want to say, even though the car only runs low 12s, and I'm sure people are like, gosh, that's slow. For a 383 car, low 12s is slow, right? I can just hear the internet speaking right now. And I don't disagree. It's not fast. It's not super fast, right? However, the car still has air conditioning. The car still is full weight, full interior. I haven't taken anything out of it other than the K-member up front. Everything on it's stock. Last time I had it weighed at Beach Bend, it was like 3,650 or 20 pounds, something like that. So it's still a pretty heavy car, right? It's not like I've drilled holes in the fenders everywhere and put all this lightweight parts and stuff on it. Honestly, it's like OEM plus parts, but beyond that, it's still just an LT1 Camaro with a little bit bigger engine. If I had to guess, the car probably makes 410 wheel horsepower, so it's nothing crazy fast, right? But I would like to have it be a little bit faster than what it is. So for future mods, I think that's a good few things to touch on. That's definitely going to happen to the car eventually. Just, exactly the timing of those things, I don't know. But what I will commit to is that once I start making some of those mods, I'll bring y'all along for the ride, right? So I'll shoot some videos of it. I'll show them off as well. If I get out to the drag strip and make quicker passes with the car, I'll make sure that I bring y'all too. So that way you can check it out, see how fast this slow LT1 junk is. So one way that you can definitely help me, please hit that subscribe button down at the bottom, and then I'll be able to continue to put out more content for you. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this video today, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks, guys.